Hello my dear friends. So today we are going to solve the problem power x to the power n. Okay. So the question itself say that the two variables will be given to us x and n, and we need to find x raised to power n. Okay. Suppose 2 and 10 is given, so we need to find 2 to the power 10, that is 1024. Similarly, if 2.1 to the power 3 is given, we need to return the output, and the power can be negative also. In case of negative, it will be like this: 2 to the power minus 2, we know that it is 1 upon 2 to the power 2, it will be 1 upon 4, it will be 0.25. okay. So this is the question that we need to solve. Suppose if the two variables are given, suppose power x and n, and it is given like this, we need to find 2 to the power 4. okay. Let's say instead of 4, let us take 6. okay. So what you can do is, you can take a variable x and you can multiply this x how many times? 6 times. okay. So we can run a for loop directly. So for I in range of n, x is equal to x into what we need to do, we need to multiply n times. So it will be like this: 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. okay. Let's say answer is equal to x into answer, and initially answer value is equal to 1. So first of all, answer will become 2, second time it will become 4, then 8, then 16, then 32, and then 64. Like this we will get the solution. So this is the one of the way that we can use to find the solution. But if the numbers are going to become big, so it is going to take a lot of time. So we can see that it is order of n. okay. So because we are going to multiply the numbers n times. okay. But if the interviewer say us, try to solve in some other way or try to optimize this solution, so how we are going to do this? okay. So let us see this. So one approach, basic approach is clear to you. So let's say power, let's say 2 to the power 10 is given to us. okay. It is like this: 2 to the power 10. okay. So one thing is, we have seen that multiply 2 10 times. This is the one of the approach. Perfect. Now what can be the other approach? Can we write like this: 2 to the power 10 into 4 to the power 5? okay. We can write like this, correct? 4 to the power 5. How we have written? We know that 2 to the power 10, this can be written as 2 into 2 to the power 5. So 2 to the power 5 multiply by 2 to the power 5, it will become 2 to the power 10. So we have multiplied the base and we got 4 to the power 5. okay. We can do like this. So what I have done, I have reduced power by 2 and I have multiplied the base by the same number. okay. Let us take some other example, so it will be bit easier for us. Let's calculate 3 to the power 6. So we know that 3 to the power 6 can be written like this: 3 into 3 to the power, if we are going to divide by 2, it will become 3. So we can write like this: 9 to the power 3. So both will have the same value. okay. Now this time we have divided by 2. Now also what we are going to do, we are going to divide by 2. So what is going to happen, and we are going to multiply base with the same number. So here it was 3, so we multiplied 3 into 3. Now what we need to do, we need to multiply 9 into 9, but this time it is 3 by 2, it will be 1.5. So we need to deal with this also. okay. So approaches we have got, that if we can do like this: 2 to the power, let's say 2 to the power 6 is there. So let's say 8. So it will convert into 4 to the power 4, then it will convert into 8 to the power 2, that it will convert into 64 to the power 1. okay. So what is happening, every time power is reducing to half and the base is going to be multiplied by the same number. So 2 into 2 will be 4, 4 into 4 will be, this will be 16. okay. And 16 into 16 will be 256. So if you are going to find 2 to the power 8, what it will be? It will be 256. So approach, I think, is clear to you. Approach is clear when the number is always divisible by 2 because it is becoming half every time. But as we have seen, if it is 2 to the power 9, so how we are going to solve this problem? We are going to solve this problem like this: 2 to the power 8 into 2 to the power 1. Now we know that 2 to the power 8 can be solved by this method, and at the end what we will do, we will multiply with the 2 to the power 1. Okay, this is the approach. So if it is divisible by 2, so every time base is going to be increased by itself and power is going to be reduced. If the power is not divisible by 2, so what we are going to do, ultimately we are going to follow the same thing, means it is going to follow the same thing: 4 to the power 4, 16 to the power 2, then 256 to the power 1. We are going to do same thing here, but we need to multiply with one more term at, okay, that is, so what we are going to get then, 512. Okay, like this. So I hope approach is again little bit clear to you. Now let us try to write the code step by step, and then we will see how we are going to solve this question. Okay, so first of all what I am going to do, I am going to use the recursive approach, okay, to write the code for the same. So what we are going to do in recursive approach, first of all we are not going to handle any negative case, we are just going to handle the positive cases only. Okay, so let's say function name is power, which is having x and n. Perfect, I hope this is clear. So in the recursive approach, we want one condition where the solution is going to terminate. Okay, so we can say that base condition. So we know that x to the power 0, any number to the power 0 will be 1. It means whenever the value of n is equal to 0, we need to return 1. So first of all we need to write the base condition. If n equal to 0, what we need to return? We need to return 1. Now this is the step where this recursive call is going to eliminate. Okay, this is done. Now what we were doing, we were like, suppose 2 to the power 10 was given to us. Okay, so what we were doing, so sorry, let's take 2 to the power 8 as an example. So it was 2 into 2 to the power 8 by 2. So the base was multiplied by itself and power is reduced to half. This we are doing. Okay, so what I am going to do, in temp I am going to call the same function. Okay, and this time what I am going to do, I am going to reduce the power to half. Okay, so I will call power function, and this time n will be reduced to half. Okay, it will become 8 by 2. Perfect, this is done. Right, now we need to multiply base also. Okay, suppose in solving this we got some solution, so that should be multiplied by itself. So temp is equal to temp into temp. Okay, so basically what I have done here is, we need to calculate 2 to the power 8. So what I have done, I have calculated 2 to the power 4, and then I have multiplied with again 2 to the power 4. Okay, so n by 2, this is n by 2, then multiplies with same number. Suppose some answer we are going to get, we need to multiply by itself, so it will give us the exact answer that is required. Okay, this is done. Now I told you that if the n is divisible by 2, it's okay, then there is no issue, but we have to handle the odd condition case, right? So how we are going to handle this, let us see this. So this is done. Now we need to check if n percentage 2 equal to 0, it means it is a even number, and we know that if it is a even number, we are directly going to return the temp, because we don't have any issue. 2 to the power 4 into 2 to the power 4 is done, it is 2 to the power 8 only. But if it is not divisible by 2, suppose here 2 to the power 9 is there, so what we have done, we have reduced the power. So we have calculated 2 to the power 4, 2 to the power 4, it has become 2 to the power 8. So now temp is this. So what we need to do, we need to multiply it with the x. So what we are going to do, we are going to return temp into x. Okay, so our question will be solved here. Okay, now here there is some twist, that power can be negative also. So we need to handle that also. So this is when the power is positive. So if the power is negative, we just have to add few steps. I will tell you that steps in the code itself. Okay. So this was the we were trying the recursive code first. Okay. So I will show you the approach for the recursive code. Okay. So this is the code that we have written till now. Don't see the comment part. Okay. Comment part I am going to explain you how what is it is a special condition for the negative case. Okay. So let us try to run the code. Okay. So I am calculating 2 to the power 5. You can see here I am calculating 2 to the power 5, and if I run this code, so you can see the output is 32. Let us calculate 2 to the power 10. Okay. And you can see answer is 1024. Let us calculate some other number, odd numbers, 11, 3 to the power 11. Okay. And if you are going to see the output, we are getting some output. Okay. So I hope the approach is clear to you. Now what we need to do, we need to handle the negative case. So what I have done, I have added one sign variable which is 0 initially. So what I have done, if n is less than 0, I have initialized sign with the 1. It means that number is negative. So and then I have done n as absolute of n. It means n is become positive now. Now we are sure that everything is going to be same only. Everything is going to be same. Suppose they told us find 2 to the power minus 2. So what I have done, I am calculating 2 to the power 2. So it will be 4. But while returning the solution, what I will do, instead of returning the 4, I will return 1 by 4. Means instead of returning answer, I will return 1 upon answer. Suppose this is the answer, so I will return 1 upon answer. Okay, only this thing I am going to do. So what I have done, I have just initialized sign with the 1, and I have make n again positive. Then I am again doing the same things. So again what I am doing here, I am checking if sign equal to 1, what I am going to do, I am returning 1 by temp. Here also if sign equal to 1, so what I am going to do, I am going to return 1 upon temp into x. Means whatever value we were returning earlier, so it will be 1 divided by that value. Okay. So let us try to find the solution. Suppose if you want to find 2 to the power minus 3. So we know that it is 2 to the power 3 is 8. So it will be 1 by 8, and 1 by 8 will be 0.125. Okay. So this is clear. Now let us see how the code is exactly working. Let us debug this code. Okay. So once you debug the code, you will get to know how the recursive calls are again and again happening, because here I directly told you that we are for 2 to the power 8, what I will do, I will call the function 2 to the power 4, and once I get the solution, I will multiply with 2 to the power 4. But when we are going to call 2 to the power 4, it will again divide and call 2 to the power 2 and 2 to the power 2. Okay. Again what it will do, it will call 2 to the power 1 and 2 to the power 1. Like this calls are going to happen recursively. So let us see how the recursive calls are happening. Okay. Let us take 2 to the power 8 as the example. Okay. We know that 2 to the power 8 is 256. Okay. Now let us try to debug this. Okay. So initially n value is, let me zoom a little bit so you can see it clearly. So initially n value is 8, sign is 0 because it is positive, and x is 2. So we are calculating 2 to the power 8. So here n will be n by 2. So let us step down. So now n has become 4 because it was divided by 2. Okay. Now it will again check sign is 0. So I will say yes. So if n is positive, yes it is positive. It will check whether n is 0. No, our n is 4 now. So what we will do, we will again step down. Again it is calling the my power function. Okay. So here is the, as you can see, here is the main function. Here it is calling for n by 2 means for 4. But again what we are going to do, our n is going to reduce. So it is n is equal to 4. So again recursive call is happening. Now n has become 2. Now you can see third time we are calling the same function. So again it will check the condition whether it is positive, n value is 0, not 0. Again what we are going to do, we are going to call n by 2. So n value is 2, it will become 1 this time. So n value will become 1. Again it will check. Okay, so again what we are going to do here, we are again going to do n by 2. So what it will be, 1 by 2 will be 0. This time n has become 0. So this is the terminating condition. As you can see, recursive call are happening. My power, my power, my power, my power. Okay, so like this 4 times recursive call happened. So now n is less than 0. No, it is not less than 0. N equal to 0. Yes, our n is equal to 0. So I told you this is the terminating condition. So here we have came na. So first of all it was 2 to the power 8. Then we have 2 to the power 4. Then 2 to the power 2. 2 to the power 1. Then it will become 2 to the power 0. Okay. So 2 to the power 0 will be 1. So 1 is going to return here. Then like this we are going to recursively traverse back. Okay, so let's see how we are traversing back. So return 1. Okay, so this my power will return 1. It means temp value is become 1 now. Okay, so as you can see, okay, so temp value, it means my power has become 1. So if we are going to enter, so variable temp having the value as 1. Okay, now temp will be temp into temp. So 1 into 1 will be 1. Again we are checking whether it is percentage 0, it is divisible by 2 or not. So as it is 1, it is not divisible by 2. So it will come in the else part. So else we are checking the sign. So sign is, again it is positive number. So it will directly come to the return. So return will be temp into x. So what is the value of temp? 1. And what was the value of x? 2. So 1 into 2 will be return. So we are going to get 2. Okay. So we have reached this step. Okay, 2 to the power 1. Now it is again going to multiply with 2 to the power 1. You can see here. Okay, I am directly okay. So now you can see n has become 4, and what is the value of temp now? Temp has become 4, because 2 to the power 1 multiply by 2 to the power 1 become 4. So our temp has become 4. Okay, so 4 into 4 is going to happen, and this time we are going to get 16. So let us go inside the function again. Okay, so as you can see, temp is become 16 now. Okay, now what we are going to do, again we reached this step, 2 to the power 4, 2 to the power 4. So we have reached 16. So now 16 into 16 is going to happen, and we are going to get our result. So let us move, and we are going to get temp as 256. Okay, and here our function call ends, and you can see call stack is again become empty, and finally we have got our solution, that is 256. So this was the internal calls. I shown you how the internal calls are happening. Okay, so I think the approach is clear to you, but I just want to show you how we are going to debug this. Okay, so if you have any kind of doubt, you can again watch this video. You can again see how we can debug this solution. Okay, so we have some other approach as well. Okay, I will show you the approach. Okay, yeah, this is the code. This is the, here suppose if the interviewer say, instead of using recursive approach, try to solve without using recursive approach, because recursive approach is going to use some extra space. Okay, so we can avoid that recursive approach by using a for loop. So what I have done here, I have, okay, let us debug this also. It will be much more easier for us. Okay, so let us come to the VS Code and let us try to debug the same. Okay, so what I am going to do, I am going to call the function print, and this time I am going to call my power function with the values 2 to the power 6, and let us see whether this is working or not. So it is saying one argument is missing. Okay, let us try to remove this self. Okay, now it's working absolutely fine. Okay, 2 to the power 6 is 64. Yes, 2 to the power 5 is 32. 2 to the power 6 is 64. Okay, again let us, what we do, we debug this code. Okay, so how it is working. So let us run and debug. So first of all it will check what is the value of n. So initially flag is 0. I have written flag for the checking the signs of positive or negative. So n is positive, 2 to the power 6 we are calculating. So it will come to the while loop. It will see if it is divisible by 2 or not. So if it is not divisible by 2, we have to return. So as it is divisible by 2, it will directly come to the x. So initially x value was 2. So now x will become 4. Okay. So x will become 4 now. As you can see, x value is updated here. N will be reduced by 2. So n will become 3 now. Again we have come to the while loop. This time it will check, is it divisible by 2? No, it is not divisible by 2. So what we need to do? We need to multiply result with the x. So initially result value was 1. So we have multiplied result into x. So our result will become 2 this time. Okay. Sorry, result will become 4. So it is depending upon the x. Again x will be multiplied by x, and like this the code is going to be executed, and finally what we are going to get? We are going to get our solution. Okay, so this is the recursive approach, and finally we get our solution as 64. So here, as you can see, we were not seeing anything in the bottom because we are not using some extra memory. If you are going to see the call stack, so the same function myPower is getting called again, and means we are not using any, we are not recursively calling the function. So in call stack we have only one function, that is myPower, and once the execution is completed, we will come out of this function. So see, now call stack has again become the empty and we have got our result. So if we are going to use some recursive approach, then it is going to use the stack as the memory, and if we are going to use other while loops and for loops where we are not using any extra space, so at that time the call stack will have only one function, that is myPower. So this is the one of the way. Logic is still same, we have just converted the recursive call into while loop. Okay, so I hope the approach is clear to you. If you have any doubt, please let me know in the comment section. I will be more than happy to solve all your doubts. Thank you.